Well, hello YouTubers. I am tinkering with my Neon, my 2002 Dodge Neon, and I finally solved a issue that I could not for the life of me figure out for the last 2 days. Just found it and was right in front of my eyes of all things, and hey, look at that. The snow's melting. Yeah, spring's too far away, I know, but hey, I can have dreams, right? Matter of fact, even the sun's shining today, so it's not too bad of a day. Hey, it's running. Motor sounds really good. I still haven't gotten to the transmission. I'm hoping tonight. Tomorrow I'll put it in the garage and start pulling the transmission out and trying to figure out what was going on. So until then, you know, my Land Rover's done. It's in the garage, and I figured I would just go ahead and tinker with this. Fix one thing on it that's kind of been bugging me. Yeah, I know. You probably said whatever. The radio. Yep. Couldn't figure this out. And if you have a Neon, or even probably a Dodge Caravan, you might want to check this out. Now, when I bought this thing, I had this radio in it. I thought, this is really great. This is a nice radio. It's got Bluetooth, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how much they paid for this thing, but it weighs about a half an ounce. And it came with a remote and all that. Now, I was pretty happy. Then one night, I decided to go to AM, and only to find out this thing doesn't even have an AM band. Had no idea they made radios like that. Look at this. Look at the back of this thing. It says FM, blah, 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 and it doesn't say anything about AM. So I said, no, I got to have my AM stations because I have some others too. So I yanked it out, and I went on eBay and picked up a factory radio. It's all good. So I stick it in and could not get it to come on. The lights would light up, meaning if I pull the headlights on, the lights for the radio would light up, and I would push the time button, and it would show me the time, but the thing would not power on for the life of me. So I started checking fuses. I went outside, checked all the fuses. Everything was great and everything. There's a panel right here, but there's nothing for your radio, which is misleading, which I'll explain here in a second. If I come out here, there's an accessory panel for a bunch of fuses out here under the hood. Now, if you look closely right here, it says 20 amp radio. Interior lights and all that. Well, I even checked that fuse and it was fine. It's number, it's this first one right here, 20 amp fuse. Pulled it out, it's fine. Still no power to the radio. So I took my trouble light. I shouldn't say trouble light. I guess you could call it a trouble light. Test light. And started grounding some things. So I put a ground on the back of the radio, on the back here where the antenna was, and I started checking some wires. The two wires that I did have power to going into the radio for the illumination and the memory worked. It's dead on the door now. I couldn't get to work. So to verify this, I took a clip, stuck it in here just like that, and you can see right now the radio is working. Turn it up a little bit.
Very, very perturbed. And it all makes it L.
Now, if I pull this clip out in the back, the radio goes dead because I've disconnected the power to it, and you can see it's dead. If I hit the time, it'll light up, and if I turn the headlights on, it'll even light up, but you're probably not going to be able to see it. So this really stumped me. So I took my tester, I grounded the back of the radio where the antenna was, and put my little ground back here on the antenna, and I went over here and I started testing fuses. So as I started testing fuses, I looked at the back of this, and everything was okay. All the fuses were good. But I noticed there's one fuse here that's pulled out. If you look on the panel, it says sunroof. Let me get the sun just right. Power sunroof, right there where my thumb is. See that? This thing doesn't have a power sunroof. See? No sunroof. So I thought, I wonder what would happen if I put a fuse in there. So I grabbed a fuse right here, stuck it in there, and would you know, this radio works now. Do not ask me why. Let me show you real quick. Turn it back on, power it up. Let me flip it around for you. There we go. And look at this.
I can do anything.
Don't ask me why the power for the radio is connected on a sunroof circuit that I do not even have. So let me just show you real quick. We'll leave it up. Find the station. I don't want to get in trouble. Here. All right, you can see it's working. Let's pull this fuse. Off goes the radio. Let's put the fuse back in. We got tunes. Pull the fuse back out. No radio. Put the fuse back in. We got tunes. I don't know. But sometimes these things drive you crazy. So now my radio's working just fine, and I'm happy, and I can go ahead and stick this back in. If a lot of people have this issue, do yourself a favor, check all your fuses, make sure they're all in there, and you can see this goes in here nicely, just like it should, just like that. It's going to look really good. And I can simply go back over here and put my panel back on right there. I don't understand it. Even if I pull the radio fuse out there, it doesn't kill the radio. But that fuse out there is mainly, I think, for the memory and the illumination too, perhaps. I don't know. But why would your radio fuse, main radio, be on a power sunroof circuit? I don't know. A lot of people have this problem with radio. They can't figure out why the radio quit working. Turns out that fuse is just blowing. Okay, so we'll wrap this up. We'll put this panel back on here. Now, I double checked. I thought maybe someone stuck the wrong panel on this thing, but this is a panel for this vehicle. So this is a mystery I will not understand. Maybe it's just a thing that Dodge kind of messed up. So there you go. Hopefully I didn't breathe too heavy in the video. I know I get a lot of complaints that I'm a heavy breather. These cell phones pick up very sensitive things. But the radio's in. I got the panel back on. And I'm going to do a video later on this panel, how you take it off. Beware, do not pull on the top of this panel. If you're going to take this off, you're going to bust this thing up. There's hidden screws in here. I'll do a video on it later. But I am happy my radio is now working. I don't have to worry about, which is really awesome. And I can listen to my AM stations too. Yeah, I know. I'm old school. So let me shut it off. All of that. 2 days of searching and trying to figure out what was going on over a fuse that was out of the fuse box and was mislabeled on the panel. So I don't know. So if you have this problem with your Dodge Neon, check all your fuses and get you a little troubleshoot light and just start checking. Make sure you have power going to the fuses that are supposed to be and all that. I'll have an update on this a little bit later, guys. I'm going to pull the transmission out tonight or tomorrow. Give you an update what's wrong. I'm pretty excited to start driving this thing. I've ordered my grill for $20. And by the way, the radio that I put in it, I bought on eBay for $25. I see it was $30. Total shipping, everything was $35. Not a problem. And the CD works too, so I'm happy. All right, guys, that's it. Till my next video. Hey, I will talk to you guys later.